I saw this article today titled, "People Who Point Out Grammatical Errors Are Jerks." So made me laugh because a lot of times it's just teachers who see a lot of grammatical errors day in and day out, and we're kind of sick of it. So in this video, we're really going to be focusing on how we can control this in our classroom and help our students make less grammatical errors while fitting these skills into a very small amount of time that we have to actually teach and practice grammar. So I've taught grammar to a lot of different students, struggling writers, English language learners, special education students, gifted students, and they've all really struggled. So these are my 3 best strategies for really fitting in grammar that they're going to actually retain and use in their writing. Before we get started, take a moment to go to the comments and let me know what grammatical issue you see the most in your students. Is it run-on sentences? Is it punctuation? What is that one thing that you're seeing so much in your students that drives you crazy? And also take a chance to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and hit the bell notifications button so you can get more videos like this. I'm going to be giving you a free resource in this video, so make sure you stay until the end to get information on how to get that, and make sure you're subscribed because you want to get all of the free resources that I drop every single Sunday. The first way that I incorporate grammar into my class is just by doing bite-sized lessons. So I want to do bite-sized lessons on skills that my students are really struggling with, but I want to do them throughout the week. So what I'll do is I'll spend 5 days on a particular bite-sized skill, and each day we will learn a little bit about it, practice it a little bit. We usually spend less than 10 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll continue to use this in our writing in the future, and we'll keep these notes so that students have access to all of the work that they did around this skill. So we usually start with day 1, reviewing the grammatical rule, kind of modeling it for students, working on a small piece where we're actually looking at it in context. Day 2, we'll review it again. We'll use kind of a guided approach so students can work alone in partners or with the teacher depending on their needs. And day 3, we review the grammar concept and have them do more independent work, maybe with their peers. Day 4, we'll review and we'll allow students to share their work and talk about it. And day 5, we'll usually do some sort of review and assessment if I feel like the students are ready for an assessment. If they're not really ready for an assessment, I can use that as an extra practice day. Now that's not the last time we're going to actually touch on that grammatical skill. It's not a whole 5 days and done. You know that's not how it works because students will not retain it that way, but it's a good way to introduce that skill so that you can then use it and practice it in future writing. That leads me to the second thing I do to incorporate grammar into my classroom, and that is daily grammar warm-ups. These take 5 minutes or less, and these allow for me to work with my students on all different grammatical concepts that we've learned about, practiced, and so forth. So this allows us to constantly practice them and also constantly practice doing some editing. So this is a great warm-up before your writing time or in the beginning of the day, whenever you can fit it in, when you come back from lunch. But this is just a great way to spiral a lot of grammatical skills so your students are constantly getting practice with them. Remember how I said I had a free resource for you? Well, I have a whole month of daily grammar practice. I'm going to link in the description. So before you go and grab the link in the description, make sure you give me a thumbs up to let me know you're excited about that. And do not miss the rest of this video because we're going to be talking about one more thing that's really, really important. Okay, number 3 is actually in context learning. So when you are teaching your students to write a body paragraph or you're teaching them to plan out their writing, every single step of the process, you can incorporate some grammar concepts naturally. So if you notice that your students are struggling with run-on sentences, incorporate that into writing your paragraph. So you're showing them the structure of the paragraph, but you're also making mistakes and stopping and saying, whoa, I think that's not right. What kind of sentence is this? It's a run-on sentence. Okay, how do we fix it? So it just takes a few extra seconds, but it allows you to naturally show it in a way where students are going to go into their writing and say, oh, this is kind of like when my teacher wrote that run-on sentence. I think I have a run-on sentence. I need to fix it. So they're actually seeing what it looks like in the writing process. This is so important because if students don't actually see these skills in the actual writing process, they don't know how to use them. So when we put all 3 of these things together, they have a really good sense of how to use grammar in their writing, how the grammar skills work. and also where to get help if they need it, because they have these resources, they have these notes, they've had discussions on the skills, so they know how to ask for help and how to find information if they have a grammatical concept they know isn't correct in their writing, but they aren't really sure how to fix. So putting it into context is probably the best thing that you can do for your students. So lastly, let's kind of add this all up and see how much time this takes. So our daily grammar practice will take about 5 minutes a day. We want to let students do that, and then we can review it with them. That might add a little extra time, make it 7 or 8 minutes. Our daily little bite-sized lessons take about 10 to 15, and then actually using it in the writing process actually takes no extra time, maybe a minute or two here or there, because we're incorporating it into our current lesson. So really overall, we're looking at maybe 20 minutes a day, and we don't have to do it daily. We could do it 3 times a week. We can do it whenever our students are really struggling with something in particular, or whenever we have a little extra time in our ELA block. Now, to help you save time, go to the link in the description. I have some free resources for you to teach grammar, including those daily grammar practice resources for your grade level. Check those out. Those will save you a lot of time, and you can start using it with your students and see the difference that it makes. And before you leave, go to the comments and let me know what grammatical issues your students struggle with and what other videos you would like to have about teaching grammar or teaching writing, because I want to make more videos and more free resources to really help support you in your classroom. And do not forget to subscribe. On every Sunday, I'm coming out with a new video and a new free resource for you, so you want to be notified when that happens. So make sure you hit the bell button, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.